What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers, don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers, don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way.
G'day, g'day. We are finally leaving Queensland. Bit of an exciting moment. We're just departing Weeper now for our first, like, I don't know, I guess you'd call it big ocean passage. So we're going to cross the Gulf of Carpentaria straight from Weeper to Gove, which is on the northeastern, basically, corner of the Northern Territory. She's just over 300 miles. It's about 320 miles, so you're sort of looking at about the 700 kilometre mark. It's going to take us 2 to 3 days, depending on what the wind's doing. If we've sort of planned it at doing 6 knots. At 6 knots, it's 49 hours, so we'll see what happens. I've got a feeling. I mean, right now we're doing 3 knots out the channel, but we haven't made it out in the ocean yet. We'll see what it's like when we get out there. Apparently on the second night it sort of gets a little bit rowdy out of the south. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit of a line. I'm going to head towards the southwestern corner of the Gulf, sort of towards Borroloola, the Vandalan Islands, that area there, and I'll just ride the gentle wind, point as far down as I can, so when the big southerly does kick in, we can sort of turn and ride with it a bit more. Yeah, all things going to plan, it should be reasonably comfortable. Salties has left before us this morning, and he's out there. He said the Gulf's a bit like a washing machine, which is no surprise. So yeah, we'll see how we go. It's going to be a long 3 days, I think, but we should be right. It's pretty exciting. We're just getting that a little bit closer to Indonesia. So Gove will be our last point in Australia. We'll go over there and sort out some paperwork and a few other things and customs, and have a cup of tea with Aquis, and then check out, and we're going to go straight northwest from there to Tual. Oh, the wind's just dropped out completely. The sails are just basically hanging there. That's a good start. They'll be right once we get out behind this headland. Weeper was sensational. It's absolutely not the Weeper I remember. The people here were so friendly, so friendly. Everyone wanted to, you know, everyone wanted to help you or do anything for you. It was absolutely amazing. We had people pick us up in cars, and last night when we left the shopping centre after getting our last little reprovision, Charlize accidentally left one of our grocery bags behind that she was carrying. It had my mobile phone in it and wallet and absolutely everything, and we didn't realise till we got back to the boat and called Woolies, and someone had actually picked it up from out the front and taken it into the shopping centre with all of our gear in it and handed it in. So yeah, it was amazing. Did a bit of fishing while we're here, caught a couple of barramundi, and yeah, we actually had a really good time. It's a surreal feeling sort of leaving Queensland. You know, we've been sailing here for the last year and a half, so yeah, I don't know, a little bit emotional, but exciting to see what's ahead. I really hope this is going to be a decent crossing. I can't say I've ever heard anyone say, yeah, we had a great Gulf crossing. I think it's just one of those things you just have to do to get to where you need to go. So it's quite shallow. I think one of the deepest points in the Gulf is about 50 or 60 metres, so most of it is actually only about 18 metres deep. The whole Gulf of Carpentaria is so shallow, which means, you know, you get that wind off the land between Queensland and NT, sort of Burketown area, and yeah, it just whips up across that bay and gets a little bit nasty. So that's why we've taken this window, because you just never know. If we'd have missed this window, come Tuesday, like today's Friday, come Tuesday, it's 20 to 30 knots out of the south again, and the Gulf would just be horrendous. You know, I was looking through the wave buoy records recently, and the Skardon River wave buoy, one of the highest waves that's recorded is 6.5 metres. So like, that's just phenomenal for an ocean, you know, for I guess a Gulf that picks up all of its swell from wind that's just coming off the land. Like, that's, I know it sounds ridiculous to say, but you know, it's not that far from Burketown to here, and somehow you're getting 6 metre waves between there and here. It's just phenomenal. So anyway, we'll take this window. I think the average sort of wind we're going to be looking at is about somewhere between 15 and 20 knots. If we do get 20 knots, then we'll be getting in at midnight on Saturday, Sunday. We'll see how we go. Sarah's pointing. Oh, excuse me. I'm not paying attention. I'm trying not to hit a channel marker. Sorry. She's just subtly pointing at me. There she is over there in her lovely new hat. Yeah, anyway. Evening. That's day one, done and dusted. I don't know if you can see me actually. There we go. Day one, done and dusted. Bit of a rough start to the day. The first 6 hours we basically had barely any wind, and big swell, like really big swell for the Gulf, and we just were not enjoying life at all. Probably about mid-afternoon the wind swung a little bit. Somehow it's coming out of the southwest, but the swell's on our perfectly on our beam, but it's quite big. So it's spread apart now, and we're just sort of it's reasonably comfortable. Because the wind's been shit, we haven't covered much ground. That's our sunset. Have a look at that. Stunning. Absolutely no land in sight in any direction, or boats or anything. Nothing. We're literally alone out here. It's creepy. But we've only made about 60, 70 mile today. So which means we've got about 240 mile to go. Yeah, so it's gonna be a long few days. But that being said, I'd be really happy if it stayed like this and we were slow. We're doing 5.5 knots. But I'll happily do this for 3 days, then get the shit kicked out of us for 1.5. So yeah, I'll take this, see what happens. But yeah, we're just settling into our first night. The team's watching a quick movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we'll start our shift for tonight. Brody's gonna do the first shift until about, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock, and then I don't know, Sarah and I'll just sort of alternate, a couple of hours on, a couple of hours off. I think we'll probably end up sleeping out here in the day bunks. But yeah.
Well, hey there. You look super happy.
Super tired.
It's been a big night, hey?
Oh, it's only halfway. Yeah, it's been a massive night. Oh.
Sun's rising though. Phew!
Sun is rising.
The weather is sweet.
Day 2 update, crossing the Gulf. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. Yeah, it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Last night after I did that last little sign off, last night just got hectic. Wind came in about 20-25 knots and the sea state just ripped up. It hasn't stopped since. It's huge out here. And like I said, like I always say, the videos never do it justice, but the size of these swells and oh man, it's just been horrible. It's been fast, like we've sailed so quick, but it's just got to be the worst sailing I've ever done. The Gulf. From the moment we left Thursday Island to come down the West Cape, all the way up till now, it's just horrible. We've got 88 mile to go, which means we've covered about 200 220 mile. This boat is incredible, absolutely incredible. I think I've adjusted the sails once or twice. The autopilot just holds it. Fuck, it's a big wave. The autopilot just holds it so straight and steady, and the boat just takes it in its stride. There's 3 metre waves coming through here, and God, it's a good boat. Just handles it. Everyone's losing the plot, including me and her. Anyway, we'll update you again tonight. At this stage, we're sort of looking like we'll get in at about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, so God knows what state we'll all be in by then. We'll see what happens. Well, we did it. We crossed the Gulf. Probably the worst experience we've ever had. Yeah. Instead of standing here whinging about it, we'll just say that. We'll just leave it at that. Yep. It was horrible. How are you feeling? Wrecked.
Sorry.
It was disgusting. Absolutely horrendous trip. Big wind, all on the beam, swell on the beam. Hated it. We haven't slept for 2 days, so.
We can't talk, we're delirious.
Yep.
The boat handled it really well, better than us.
Did eh? It did. I don't know how. Some of those bridge slaps felt like the boat was going to split in two. It was just. Anyway, it's all over now. Next passage will be to Indo, if we don't sell the boat before then. Good night.